There are places in the deep ocean where evolution doesn't just bend the rules, it forgets them entirely. People imagine the ocean as a blue paradise full of color and life, but that's only the skin of it. Peel that skin away, and you find a world of darkness so complete that light becomes a myth. A world so cold that bones crack if they're not built for it. A world where life survives not by being strong or beautiful, but by becoming unrecognizable. Down here, bodies twist into shapes that don't exist anywhere else on Earth. Some creatures grow limbs longer than their entire body. Others glow faintly through transparent skin, revealing organs hanging like lanterns inside their own flesh. And some move with a rhythm that feels wrong, as if they're being controlled by the ocean itself rather than by muscle or instinct. Take the Bigfin squid, an animal so strange that scientists first thought the footage was corrupted. Its arms don't reach forward like a normal squid. They hang downward like loose wires, stretching more than 8 meters into the dark. It doesn't swim with speed. It waits in complete stillness, its limbs drifting like threads from a marionette carved out of nightmares. The ocean shaped it to be patient, silent, and impossible to predict. Then there's the telescope octopus, a creature so transparent that the only visible parts are its rotating eyes, glowing inside a head made of living glass. It looks upward for shadows that don't exist, because in this darkness, even imagining light becomes a survival skill. At 4,000 meters down, pressure becomes a monster of its own. The weight pressing against every inch of your body is equal to having a truck balanced on your thumb. If your bones were here, they would crack like dry twigs. So the creatures that live at this depth abandoned bones altogether. They became liquid, gelatin, living ghosts. The Barreleye floats here with a forehead so transparent that you can see its brain and rotating green eyes inside its skull. Evolution gave it a window into its own head, not as a mistake, but as a necessity. To survive in the dark, it needed to see upward through its own body. Some bodies here operate like puzzles. Some faces appear where no face should be. Some jaws open sideways instead of downward. And some creatures aren't creatures at all, like the siphonophore, a drifting, shimmering strand of life that can reach 150 feet long, yet isn't a single animal. It's thousands of tiny clones, each with a specific job. One eats, one stings, one holds the group together, one reproduces. Together they move as a machine made of living parts, a biological chain that hunts, floats, and survives as if controlled by one mind. This is evolution stripped of elegance. This is adaptation pushed to its extremes. This is life built in a place designed to destroy it.
As we descend deeper, we enter the midnight zone, a place where light doesn't travel, sound feels heavier, and the creatures become even stranger. Here, survival isn't about hiding, it's about deception, intimidation, and trickery. Some animals carry glowing bones beneath paper-thin skin. Others swim sideways, upside down, or in movements that resemble a glitching shadow. In this darkness, fear itself becomes a survival tool. A flicker of bioluminescent light might be a warning or a trap. A drifting shape might be harmless or a predator that hasn't eaten in months. Think of the Gulper eel. It moves through the trenches with a mouth larger than its own body. Not an exaggeration. Its head can unfold into a balloon-shaped trap capable of swallowing prey twice its size. Because down here, meals are so rare that hesitation means death. You don't chew, you don't bite, you consume everything in one gulp, or you starve. Then there's the anglerfish, a creature that weaponizes hope. In the most absolute darkness on Earth, it dangles a glowing lure like a floating star. Smaller fish approach, desperate for the only light they've seen all day, all week, maybe in their entire lives. But they don't notice the rows of transparent teeth waiting just behind the glow. They don't realize that this light is not a guide. It's the beginning of the end. Deeper still, we enter the huddle zone, the trenches. 6,000 meters down, 8,000, 10,000. This is where life stops looking like anything we recognize. The snailfish lives here, its skin so thin that you can see its liver beating inside. It has no scales, no armor, no strength. It survives by being soft enough not to break under unimaginable pressure. Down here, the strongest body is the one that stops being a body at all. So before we continue our descent, take a moment to breathe and subscribe, because what comes next pushes against the limits of biology and imagination. The things we find in the trenches don't just challenge what life is, they challenge why life exists at all. Why does nature create monsters in places where no one can see them? Why build creatures so terrifying, so alien, so perfectly adapted to darkness only to hide them at the bottom of the world? Maybe the ocean isn't just a habitat. Maybe it's a workshop, a testing ground, a place where evolution experiments freely, far from the rules of the surface. These are the ocean's prototypes, terrifying, efficient, and more advanced than anything swimming above them. We have mapped planets millions of miles away, more clearly than we've mapped the floor beneath our own feet. Every camera we lower returns with something new. A new shape drifting through blackness. A new pair of eyes glowing from the void. A new sound echoing through the quiet water. Keep watching, because the deeper we go, the closer we get to understanding a truth that feels impossible. The ocean is not just a part of Earth, it is a world of its own. And in that world, we are the visitors.